Hey guys, welcome back to another one. So today I'm going to be showing kind of how I'm going to be going about getting trapping permissions here for this upcoming year. So it's about 2 months from when I'm going to start trapping. So we're going to start trapping really hard, probably in the early November time here. So what we're going to be doing for that is I already have kind of a predetermined route that I'm setting up so I don't have to drive back on myself, so wasting time, wasting gas, stuff like that. So for this route, I have a couple places spotted out that I scouted but I'm going to be going forward and trying to find spots along the route that maybe I didn't see. Also going back to those permissions, making sure that those are set up, and then before I actually start trapping here in the fall, probably a week or two before, I'll probably give them a heads up, either by calling them or going there saying, hey, I'm about to start. If you have any questions or anything like that, kind of let me know. So for this, what I like to bring, because sometimes they are curious about what you're going to be using, so I usually just bring a bucket with a couple setters and stuff like that, because sometimes, like, their kids and stuff like that like to play with the traps. Really good informational time as well, to show them that as trappers, we are not here to hurt animals just with the traps. We are here to hold them in place until we're able to get there. And we have multiple different ways that we can trap animals. So say they don't like conibears, but they're fine with footholds, or they're okay with cable restraints, not dispatch snares, you have an option there. Or they like the option of just dog-proof traps because they have a dog, they don't feel like getting their dog hurt. Completely understandable. Guys, you just got to go with what they feel is the best for them, and over time they will probably be like, okay, so we've never had a problem, he's actually been helping us out quite a bit, we'll let them branch out. Hey, you can start using footholds. Hey, you can start using conibears at the far north side of the property. Hey, you can use your snares out there. Just stay cautious, kind of thing. So very easy to get these permissions with limited access, and then over time that access will grow once they you earn their trust, basically. So I kind of bring along a bigger coyote trap so they kind of see what those are like. I like to bring a padded one as it looks the best, and that's kind of what I usually try to run anyways. A smaller welded on raccoon trap right there. Dog proof, a snare, and then right there I just have one of the bigger conibears that I would run. So like a 220 or 160 or 155, whatever you're trying to be using on dry land. And then you always have your 110s and stuff, but those are smaller. Just like I have smaller traps for those, smaller traps for these. But I kind of like to go with the bigger ones that I have, because then they kind of know exactly what they're getting into. They know what you use and that you know how to use them. So really practice so you know how to set these very efficiently so you're not struggling in front of them. And then I always like to have those preset, because those are able to be preset, whereas you can't really preset those. And then I just preset my freedoms, but those don't really matter too much. So let's go ahead, get to the first property and see how it goes. Hey guys, so I just got done talking to the landowner here, and I got permission starting from this bridge going all the way to the next bridge, which is basically probably about a mile's worth of river. And then also, I'll show you a little bit later, I got another permission from the same person for about another half mile on a secondary creek. So basically, from talking to one person, I got enough land for a good portion of my trapping. So kind of depending on how I'm going to start for it is going to be how it kind of goes, because there is quite a lot of forest in there, whether I'm going to just do one long line and then pull out after a while, or what I'm kind of going to do. Just got to think about it in my head, since I didn't know I was going to get this much property. So how I went about it was pretty simple. I went and talked to him. Older gentleman, older farmer, you know, usually kind of what you get around this area. And basically he was like, you can do whatever you want back there, trap whatever you want, just don't vandalize my stuff and don't cause problems. And I'm like, don't have to worry about that. I'll make sure I do the best I can to leave everything as I left it, and or how I first saw it, and I'm not going to mess around with anything, as that's the quickest way to lose all your permissions in the area, because people like out here talk a lot. So if you mess up and you vandalize or you do something stupid out on this guy's property, you're going to lose basically all your permission in this area. So you really got to be careful, guys. Don't do anything that you wouldn't want done on your own property from some stranger, because he really doesn't know me. Yeah, he knows my name, he knows where I live, we talked for 5-10 minutes, but he doesn't know me. So with this and with the upcoming season, so before I actually start, I'll probably come out, talk to him again, say, hey, just want to double check that everything's good, that I'm going to be coming out here next week, not going to have any problems, that I don't want to mess up if you guys are out here hunting for something or anything like that. I can always wait to put out my line. So always be overly cautious, because it shows that you care and that you actually want to keep this property on your list. So we'll go ahead and get to this secondary creek here after the fact. But for this river, as you can tell, it's pretty shallow at the moment, and it's quite wide. Just from here, I can tell that there is at least one beaver dam down there for us to take a gander at. Lots of junk that's just been floating down the river and stuff like that. Since it's so shallow, those raccoons are going to be running right along the river real easy for some DP traps or anything like that. Some blind sets for footholds, plenty of things for us to do here. So this should be a really good spot for us this season, since basically everything's going to be traveling along this river line. Coyotes, raccoons are going to be living here. There's corn all around this property. So they're going to be coming from this tree to go eat and then come back and then go back out. So yeah, let's get to the next one. All right, so we're at the second spot here. So as you can see, it's smaller than the last. So the other one was actually a river. This is a creek. So this one probably won't have as many animals traveling it, but it's still going to be quite a highway around here. Since these are very close, they're probably going to go back and forth for us. So going to be a great spot for basically coyotes, raccoons, maybe some mink in there. So kind of the main animals that we're going to be going after. Maybe a beaver, you never know. So basically with this, starting at this bridge and going out that way, away from the camera, all the way for probably half a mile to a mile, we have that much land to trap. Now, will I probably go all the way back there? Most likely not, just because this is going to be a great funnel point for it, since they should all be coming basically to here. But I'll probably travel a way back, kind of see what's out there. Maybe there's some beaver dams that I don't know about that would be kind of good to trap, get a couple of them out of here, and plus something good for my conibears to be used for. So other than that, that is pretty much it. We'll kind of take a look, see if I have anything else here. So this was all from that one old farmer that I talked to. Really nice guy. He basically just said treat it right, and you can use it for whatever you want. So we're gonna make sure that we do that, and yeah, let's keep going. Alright, so just ask for permission on this land. It looks like we won't be able to be getting this nice marshy stuff here. So it looks like there's another trapper around here, kind of a older gentleman, and he already has quite a bit of permission around here, so that's going to be one thing that I'm going to be kind of fighting right now, is people that already have permissions. Just kind of like with hunting and stuff like that, guys, you kind of have to give and take with it. So I told him, you know, not a problem. Don't want to impose if he already has permissions. You know, it's not like he should be giving it up at this point or anything like that. Just thank them for their time and let them have a good weekend for it. That's another thing. So when you go out to get these permissions and stuff like that, talk to them and try to do it when they're not busy. So like farmers, their summer is a little bit slower for them, so they have a little more time to actually talk to you and do stuff like that. So try to do it at that time. That's kind of why I'm out here right now, because they actually have time to talk to you. They'll actually be able to give you a good answer instead of you annoying them and they're trying to get their crops out and you're there trying to talk to them about it. So do it now, and then once season comes up, you already have a pretty good relationship with them, and you just say, hey, just a reminder, I want to make sure this is all right. And they're like, yep, okay, whatever, I'm going to go harvest my corn. So basically that's what you want. You just want them to be like, okay, whatever, you do you, kind of thing. So with that being said, I think that might be all